So this is Dr. Hasan Abdullah with the course Web Applications Programming, and the topic of this lecture is building online businesses. Because I don't want you to be restricted to only web applications programming, you should be exposed to the bigger picture and the big idea. And I would be very happy if some of you maybe go on and become entrepreneurs and launch your own businesses and contribute to the companies where you will be working. So that's the spirit of entrepreneurship. But for that, you need to be, of course, go beyond the programming. So, in this video lecture, we'll talk about the business aspects of programming. And of course, we will not go into e-commerce or creating merchant accounts and all those things, which is beyond the scope of this course, but it will give you fairly some good ideas and how you translate the technical requirements or the business requirements into technical requirements and how you go about doing all of those things. So, as before, this lecture is based upon and uses a supplemental website, which is a learning management system. And this learning management system has these wonderful features, which are not there in a traditional slides-based approach, which are ancient and outdated, and which lack interactivity. There are no exams, there's no hierarchy, there is no customization, there's nothing. So, this is all for your benefit. So, I would strongly urge you to look at these videos. And these videos are available on my YouTube channel. These videos are available on this link also and on Canvas also. So the approach of this course is a question and answer based approach, which is a proactive approach, which is an engaging approach, which is a thought provoking approach. This is not just a list a couple of topics and then discussing those topics. This is very organized, and you will have lots of details, and it will challenge your mind. It will challenge your thought process. And people, we are very good at thinking as compared to machines, and we need to sharpen those skills. And the approach of this course is to sharpen those skills for you so that you are successful, right? So the topics which we covering in this course are listed before you, and one of those topics, which is topic number 4, which is the building online businesses. All right, and this topic consists of 10 questions and answers. Basically, those questions, each question and answer is a concept, right? And each concept has bullets, and those bullets are described, and there's a background and their description and their further references. And if there is a need, there are diagrams also, there are tabular comparisons also. So all of this will be covered on the supplemental website. This is just to give you an idea. This is just to set the direction. It is just to let you know what you should be expecting. And when we, as very, very soon, we will move on to the supplemental website and we will click on each of these questions and get all the necessary details. And all of these questions are searchable. All the courses available on easymcq.com/GoGet, they are all searchable with advanced keyword search and basic keyword search. So let's move on to the supplemental website where we'll go over through all of these wonderful questions and answers. So we are at the main page of the supplemental website, and this button over here and these links over here, they point to the videos which show how to optimize and maximize the usage of this learning management system. So this video tells that what are the benefits of the Q&A or question and answer approach which is followed in this course, and how to maximize the usage of the content specific and the navigation. So you would like to view all of those videos, and I would strongly urge you to do so. So we go to the course of our interest. Of course, there are many other courses also. We go to web applications programming, and the topic which we'll be covering here right now is the building online businesses. That's the topic we are covering. Why? Because as I said earlier, that this course is about web applications programming, but I want you to know about the ecosystem in which all these things work. Of course, the focus is on web applications programming, and there is one other objective, or one of my intentions is that you should be able to maybe launch your own business, online business, maybe do a startup. But for that, you should have some idea about the business aspects. But most of all is the web applications programming that you should know. So the main focus is, of course, web applications programming. So building an online business. So what are the 10 low cost online businesses, business ideas with little impact of AI? So there are two things we are looking over here. One is an online business, okay? Then low cost online business. Low cost means that the capital investment is low. Of course, there is an investment of time, but the capital investment is low and with little impact of AI. So it means that they are not likely to be soon vanish, okay, because the impact of AI is less. Of course, you can do more research here. So one is the freelance writing. The freelance writing has many applications and a big domain, and I'll go into the detail. So all of these basically are the ones which, on the face of it, some of might look to you that they have impact of AI, but that is not the case. I'll explain all of this. So drop shipping is basically you are selling online but you don't have that product. That's drop shipping. And online coaching or consulting, so that again is has a lot of human element in it. and it has very specific handmade craft sales. So that is that I'm not asking you to or considering even that somebody taking this class makes things by hand. Of course, they can sell it also, and social media management and print on demand. So let's go into brief details. Okay, so freelance writing, content creation services, right, such as blog posts, articles, or web, and not only content creation but also posting them also. This requires minimal investment in terms of money. Okay, you only need a computer and an internet connection. Of course, AI can help you, right? But the creativity of the human mind of the skilled writers, okay, that cannot be provided by AI. And then is the affiliate marketing. You don't need to create your own products or manage the inventory. Some of the processes might be automated by AI, right? But the main thing here is the human skills, okay? So human touch. So these are the things which we are looking at. And then is virtual assistant services, providing support to clients remotely. Now remember one thing, the expectation is that you first of all you create an infrastructure, right? You create an infrastructure in which these things can work, right? So that's the objective. E-publishing of the books generate passive income, right? So with minimal upfront costs. Of course, AI can assist with grammar and structure and create, but the creativity is yours, okay? And of course, the objective again here is human driven, okay? That's the key here. All right, so dropshipping, I've already talked about it. So let's move on. So online coaching and consulting, people are making a lot of money in it. Uh, People who have expertise in business, who have expertise in healthcare, who has expertise in life coaching. Okay, so this again, you need to develop an infrastructure on which this runs, right? And this is very efficient because you can have AI tools which can generate those applications for you, but they may not be the best, they may not be the most efficient, they may not be the ideal ones, right? And the handmade craft sales also. All right. So print on demand. So here, if you look at it, I've made a table for you. So content writing and blogging, writing, SEO, doing search engine optimization, and so on. So initial cost is very low. So revenue model is affiliate sponsorships. This I will cover towards the end of this topic. And online tutoring expertise, you should have expertise in that subject area, right? And initial cost is very low, right? And it could be based upon hourly rate, it could be based upon subscription. This basically again I will cover towards the end of this topic. So you see that there are many options and there are many more also. All of them are not covered. So if you are interested, there are quite a few references here. Okay, there are quite a few. So this is what I've written here. This is not based upon my feelings. This is based upon the facts. All right. So feeling starts with an F and fact also start with an F. So what are the 10 key business steps in building an online business? All right. So maybe when you look at those 10 businesses, you thought, okay, no, this is not very interesting. I'm not very interested in it. So, for example, I know of a person who applied for admission at number of universities for undergrad programs. So what he did was that he developed an application, and people could like take a picture of a product of something edible, and that person's application would provide the calorie content and all that necessary information. So basically it's for image processing, but it has have very direct application and use for people who are health conscious. So this is what is identifying a niche market. That's what is identifying a niche market. And conduct market research. So once you identify, so these are the business aspects, and the next question is the technical aspects. So you need to translate all of this into the technical steps and then develop an application. Okay, that's the objective. Conduct market research. Now if there are this how much what's happening in the market, are there any competitors, why, if there are no competitors, and if there are, what are they doing, what are they charging, what's the model, so what's the plan? So you develop your business plan. Okay, how you're going to go about it. Register a domain and set up a website. That's the technical aspect. So of course, being a computer scientist, you will make your own website, right? And which has a lot of flexibility and customization. Register a domain. So I'll cover this in this topic also, because this can cost you from like couple of $100 to several $100 million. Okay, which I'm not expecting you to do that. Choose and develop products or services. For example, the example I gave you of you taking a picture and uploading that picture, and the application telling you the calorie content. That's a service. That's not a product. Okay. And set up payment and shipping systems. This is shipping systems are basically for products, and you need to have a payment system, right? This of course depends upon the mode of payment you are considering, which is the last topic of which is the last Q&A of this topic. Create a marketing plan. That is very important because you may have the best product, you may have the best service, but if people don't know about it, that's not going to be very successful. Launch the business. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment never comes, and it's not going to come. Monitor and analyze the performance. You should have a mechanism of monitoring what is going on your web application, and what are the performance metrics, and then scale and expand. So the details are here. You can, and you should, and you could go through those details, right? What I explained. So what are the 10 key technical steps? Choose a domain name. So there are many websites, but basically web applications, which you can access, and you can search for domain names. And there are other web applications which propose domain names to you. It's a big business. And then once you have a domain name, select a web hosting service. This I'll cover very shortly within this topic. Hosting service is the place which will host your domain name and which will also host your application, the business logic, and your database, right? So, and the process and how somebody accesses it, that I've explained in the prior topic. Design and develop the website. Basically, the website over here means the web application. Set up an e-commerce platform depending upon how you're going to receive payments. Integrate the payment gateways, links with it. Optimize for search engine optimization such that people can, it appears on the top of the uh, 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 web searches, okay? Organic web searches. Implement security measures because people are going to on for the fun of it, or people for some reasons known best to them or ulterior motives, they might want to or do compromise the security. So implement security measures and set up analytics. This is very important because what you cannot measure, you cannot manage. Create a mobile responsive design. Ensure, because as we have discussed during the earlier topics of this course, that the number of mobile devices in the US is more than the US population. Regular maintenance and updates, right? Things are happening very fast, and what you need to do, and you will be learning lessons, and based upon those lessons, your website, your web application would require maintenance and updates also. So the details are here. You can go through all those details, and please try to understand them. If you're interested in there are more references. So what is a domain name and its value? Domain gives your brand identity and recognition. That's it. Okay. So, and once you have a domain name, you will also have the ability to send. So with the domain name, you will get email account also. And when you send an email from a domain specific address, that adds credibility and trustworthiness. Number one. Number two is that that domain name is reflective of you. Okay, it means that you are an entity. Search engine optimization and search engine ranking. I'll give you a very simple example. Is say for example, there are hundreds and thousands of keywords which are being used every minute, every hour, searching, going through the search engines, and there are lists available on the internet that which keywords are going and which are the hot ones. So obviously, if your domain name is one of those keywords, that domain name is more likely to come in the searches. And how it comes? Because of those search engines have their bots and scooters and spiders indexing the web. That's how. So marketing and online presence. So that gives you and ownership and control. So you have an ownership of the domain name depending upon the time period for which you have paid for it. And then is the monetary value and investment. So these domain names. So if your application generates a lot of traffic, okay, or that domain name is very unique, so it's a big investment, okay, and it has a lot of monetary value. So the details are given here. All the details, nice details are here, and at the end is a table. So don't be surprised, okay, when you look at these figures. So cars.com was sold in 2015 for $872.3 million. So that's a lot of money. So people are very keen about cars, car insurance, and insurance in the US mostly. And of course, you can see all of these nice domain names. And if you are interested, here are some references. Okay. So as I said before, what you see on the screen is not based upon my feelings, but this is based upon on the facts which we come across. So what are the 5 main pages of a web application? So your web application should have these pages. Okay, a home page, right? Which is basically the landing page, and the login or the sign up page. It depends upon the type of application you have, but maybe you would like to have this depending upon what you want to subscribers to see. and then there's a dashboard, so everything is like from which is accessible. And settings and profile page, this is kind of not mandatory. Help support page should be there. So your for your semester project, I'm expecting you and I'm asking you to have these 5 pages there on your web application. So these are those pages, okay? So you have what you want to put here. So these are the content pages. So the contents are listed and the heading, and then is the article pages. So depending upon the web application you're working with. So this is the landing page. The landing page is where which has your main URL address. For example, example.com. So that example.com is this page, the landing page, okay? And you can have offers here. You can have some links here. It depends upon, and of course there is no best structure of these pages. It again depends upon you are making the type of application you have. And what I would suggest is that you should have this is kind of bland, so you should make them colorful and attractive using CSS. Add some pictures also, so that they are attractive and eye-catching, and they are engrossing, and they engage the user and the visitor. So let's move on. So okay, what we have next? All right, so let's move on. What we have next? Okay, so what are the main types of web applications? Main types is based upon the domain. Okay, so these are the main types. There can be more also, right? So basically, I have divided them into the kind of application domain, the types in which you should be or could be doing some development work. So one type is the e-commerce type of web application, where basically you are selling a service, or mostly you are selling a product. Okay, and of course there is a mechanism for connecting, for receiving the payments also. So you know the examples, I don't have to tell you the examples. Then are the social media. So you can have your this for a niche, as I mentioned before, healthcare portals. So you already know what the difference between a portal and a website and a web application, that already covered. And the financial services, entertainment, screening, and there could be consulting also. So, for example, for the healthcare, web applications streamline patient care through appointment scheduling. That is one application. By keeping the medical record access, okay, telehealth services. So you can develop applications, and you should be aware of these, okay. And for example, lastly, the entertainment streaming industry provides on-demand access to new media and so on. So you can look for the niches also, right? And these are explained here. Financial services, for example, for financial services you can have an application, right, which looks at the public domain financial data, compares it, generates results, provides analysis, okay, on a subscription and so on. So the list is long. So once you have decided what you want to do, you have your domain. So you want to host it. So what is website hosting and its different types? Hosting, as I told you, it means that somewhere on the internet, an account is created for you where your domain is placed, which is a text file, but it has an IP address. And somebody types that domain name, and that IP address resolves to that server. So that's the host. And at that host, you have your static pages, you have your dynamic pages, and that host also has a web server. It also has, say, for example, PHP server support, and at the back end, there is a database also. So that's all of this is provided by that hosting service provider. And depending upon the database you are working on, and the type of services you want, it will be different pricing will be there. All right, it's not free. Free is there, but for free there are a lot of ads. It's very difficult to do any navigational work, and if you don't use for a certain time, that account is going to go away. So you have the shared hosting. Okay, shared hosting means, I'll show you and explain it to you. Then you can have virtual VPS hosting. So it means that your IP address is going to be floating. It's not going to fix. Dedicated hosting can get you a dedicated IP address, which has many advantages. So the cloud hosting and the reseller hosting, let me go through the details, and let me first show you the picture, and then we'll do the explanation. So this is the shared hosting. So this is the main server, okay, and there are number of sites, and one of these sites is your site, okay, and the resources of that web server is shared by all of these people who have their hosting there. Of course, it has if there are more websites hosted, then it can affect the performance. Then is the dedicated hosting. So you have the server resources available, and a server has allocated its entire resources only to one website. So this is going to be expensive, right? But the performance is going to be good, and you will have your dedicated IP address. And then is the virtual private server hosting. Okay, so you have number of sites, right? Then they share the resources, right, through a separate virtual server machine. So over here, all of them are competing for the resources, right? But here, that competition is controlled based upon what you're paying. And the cloud web hosting, so you have this that uses resources from multiple cloud servers connected over a network. So there are multiple servers here, and you really don't know that your services are being you are getting them from different servers. You see to that's only a single server. So there are benefits, and there are different issues and non-issues with these services. And of course, these are not the four only limited, so you can have co-located hosting also. So the point here is that when you have decided upon a domain name, and maybe you have developed the working on developing the application, you must have a hosting service provider. And I would strongly urge you that instead of running the things by making your machine as a local host, that is not going to tell you the real thing. So you must have either a free or some paid hosting service where you host your application as you develop it, as you work it, right, when you work on it, for professional reasons or for the this course. So what to look for in a web hosting service provider for hosting your website? There are many things. Some of them are common sense. Of course, it has to be reliable. Of course, it has to be uptime, has to a certain. And in my experience, these things are not like engraved in stone. So they have hiccups also, and they should give performance, and they should give speed also. Customer support. So you send an application. If you have a complaint, you should get a ticket number. So people work on it and they respond to you, and they are fair in their responses, and they are not hiding anything. Again, I have different kinds of experiences. I have been in this field for a very long time, and so there are many ups and downs. Security features should be secure. Scalability as your load traffic increases. They should be scalable. Pricing and plans. So I have many good and bad experiences also. So what they charge, they stick with it, and they don't keep your credit card number, so that when they increase the tariff or they increase the pricing, they do it without your knowledge. Ease of use, you should be able to use these services. The interface is very user friendly. They do a backup, and they also in my experience, what I usually do is that I register the domain with the same hosting service provider where I'm hosting it, and it should have email hosting. It should have, this is not mandatory, but email hosting must be there so that you can send and receive professional emails. So the details are here. Okay, they say at least 99.9% uptime. Well, I have different experiences. I have tried many different hosting service providers, and one of them, which I had a very bad experience, which that service provider like puts lots of advertisements. That I got a very nice domain name, but they never allowed me to use a domain specific email. I tried sending them emails, contacting them, did chats with them for like many hours and weeks, but they never gave me the email access, which was part of the package. So you should read the blogs about the hosting service providers. And then is the what are the benefits of having your business running as an online web application? Your business, okay, or the business of your employer. Increased accessibility, it's not limited by certain days of the week or certain times. Improve user engagement, the user doesn't have to call or send emails, so you can engage them, and it's cost efficient. You don't have to spend a lot of money. It is scalable. Real-time data processing, people have a query, they search for something, they make whatever they're looking for. Enhanced security, you can have multiple layers of security. Automated updates, global reach, anybody can access your web application from anywhere in the world theoretically, and you have a global customer base, and you can integrate with third party services. The details are here. These are all the details. I'm not going through these details because I would like you to read about these things, because this course is about web applications programming. So I have added the business touch here for your benefit. So how to make your web application earn for you? Okay, offer a freemium model. Freemium model means that there are certain things which are for free, and when people go beyond those free features, then they pay a premium price. Implement subscription based payment, so you have a subscription for a month, 2 months, 3 months, or a year. and people pay in advance for their subscription service, and they get a discount. Ad revenue is understandable. Sell products or services directly, so that's how you make money. Affiliate marketing, offer premium services with this. Online courses or webinars, and crowdfunding or donations. So for example, you must have seen buy us a coffee or something, so that's that crowdfunding. And donations, like, okay, so they are often used by open source applications, social good platforms. Okay, they rely on community funding. So that's for this business aspects of this course. Of course, this course about is about web applications programming, but I would like you to know the ecosystem so that you can get the most out of this course. And when you are doing the coding work, that something should be back in your mind, that what are the business aspects, how you can get business out of what you're doing, and what you should be doing. That's all. Thank you very much.